G'day viewers, Jeff from McPhee's Gardening, the south-east suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Hope everybody's well. Today I'm going to, it's cold by the way, it's about 7 degrees with a wind chill factor of -1, so 2 jumpers, a puffer, and a couple of, a nice thick shirt underneath. So, and I'm still cold. I'm doing my commercial properties today and sitting on the ride-on, so you certainly feel the wind. Anyway, today's topic is about starting up business and what equipment and what things to buy. Now, I know this has been covered by many contractors. There's been some good videos, YouTube's. The latest one I saw was Rob from Maxwell's Cutting Services in England. His was very good. Now, Rob, I'm not stealing your show on this one. It's just I want to put my perspective on it. Starting out lawn mowing, it's one of the cheapest businesses to start with limited funds. And as a consequence, that allows a lot of cowboys to enter the industry. They can enter with a bench shaft, whippersnipper and a Victor mower and go and mow lawns. And look, some of the guys get away with it and build up and become quite successful. What I want to try to do is explain how, with a minimum expense, but to have the biggest impact. And these are, of course, you've got to buy the mower, the blower and the whippersnapper, strimmer, whatever you call it all around the world. We call it, well, there's only one word for it, and it's a whippersnapper. That's what we call it in Australia. Now, those 3 items are essential, obviously, to mow a lawn. Now, everybody puts that up as a basic start, and you can go ahead and get a little push mower, maybe a Honda or Mass Sport mower, whatever, and you'll get by with that, and you'll get a whippersnapper, straight shaft whippersnapper. Lots of different brands. I'm not going to go into brands of mowers or equipment, because as soon as I do that, I might as well get the popcorn and sit down and watch all the comments fly around the room, because everybody has a different opinion of equipment, and that's going to be something you're going to have to find out. That's going to be something that you'll experience. Sure, get some information and sure, look at reviews, but gee, there's a lot of different opinions on equipment, and I don't really like to get into that too much. I know what I want, and I'll explain some of the equipment I've got later on in the video. Of course, and a blower. Now, those are the 3 most important things. I'm going to be a bit controversial. I reckon there's 4 main things you've got to have, and the other thing, of course, is a edger. If you're starting out, you're not going to be very proficient on doing edges with a whippersnapper. Yeah, you can do it, but you're not going to have much of an impact. But if you have an edger, a dedicated edger, whether it's an atom or a 3-wheel edger, you'll have an immense impact straight away, because you'll have clean cut edges. Now, you're going to be judged by your new customer. You're going to be judged by people walking or driving past, seeing your work. Now, if you want to get a flying start, as I did many years ago, 30-something years ago, I started with an edger, and I couldn't believe the amount of work that I picked up, purely because I did a great job and I had great edges. So a bit of food for thought there. We'll go and show you a bit more in a minute. Okay, all right. Like, this is my little outfit for commercial mowing. Now, it's something that when starting off you mightn't have that opportunity, but basically a 48-inch 23 horsepower hustler, mowers and ramps and backpack blowers and small blowers, edges, and whippers. So when we're starting out, you can get a little standard little Echo edger from Bunnings, and you can get it under $400, and it's a little 21cc. Quite a nice little unit, very good little first starter, very light, easy to use. If you had the money, you got to go the Husqvarna battery. It's a split shaft, so you can use it. You can put a hedger, you can put a pole saw. This whippersnapper here is equivalent to a 25cc. This little guy here is a 21. The battery, it's a 9AH battery, lasts as long as a tank of petrol, if not a bit longer, so you can get a day's use out of it, so it's not too bad. So that's the whippersnapper, basic. Now, if you want a mower, I run a contractor, Mass Sport contractor, 850. It's a beast. Look at the tyres, nice whip tyres, self-propelled, 3 gears, Nice bagger, takes plenty of grass. Standby, I've got a Victor Professional commercial, Vanguard. It's a nice little mower too. You could be a great little first mower, about $1,200 Australian dollars. Self-propelled, it's a variable control, so it works on a belt for its drive, whereas the Massport is a gear, it's gearbox gears, but this one's a belt drive, and it's not too bad. Or you can just go the standard push mower when you get your first mower. If you've got the money, get a self-propelled, but because at the end of the day, if you've done 12, 14, 15 lawns, using a self-propelled is so much easier. Another great tip for a first timer is to the whippersnipper head, replacing the cord. You've got to get yourself a speed head. A speed head is very simple to use. What we do, we get our cord that we want to use, and it's so quick. Now I'm using one hand here, so I'm trying to hold the camera and try this, but basically it's placing the cord through the holes, drawing it out, and then just winding it in. Just wind that in. And there we go. Flip up and away we go. So that's a speed head. Now with two hands you can knock that over in no time, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, whereas you've got to pull it off a conventional one and then rewind the cord and pop it on, and the cord goes everywhere, and you're trying to do them on the side of the road and another contractor goes past and you look like a real goose because you're trying to do it quickly and you end up bloody stuffing it up. So these things here are just foolproof. Called a speed head. The small one, I use the small one. You can get the larger one. I find the small one less stress on the gearbox, and it's a really good little item to use. And every contractor should have a speed head because it just makes work so much easier. And especially if you're the first timer, have a crack at it. The other thing, guys, I know a lot of guys run without guards. They find it lighter and easier. I just won't do it. The guard stays on, I'm insured. If I have a claim, a stone hits through a window and I'm caught on camera without a guard, or whatever insurance company looks it up, I'm gone. I always wear a guard. It's there for a purpose. Why not use it? You'll just deal with it. I mean, people say, oh, but I can't do this, I can't do that. Just deal with it and use it. Just do the right thing, guys. It's the best thing advice I can give you. Okay, this is the controversial thing that a lot of guys reckon I'm maybe not right, but it's an atom edger. Blades cut the edge. It just slices the edge. It just gives such a superior edge, and it's so easy to use. You can get a 3-wheeler edger, but one of these can certainly make your life so much easier. So consider when you're setting up your business, put an edge on. Even if you've been in business for a while and haven't used one, try it. You'll be surprised at the results. Customers love edges. The good customers that you want love edges. The customers that are a pain in the backside, that don't care about edges, the customers are not worth having because they don't care. But a customer that takes pride in their lawn and you come along and sharpen those edges up, they're the best customers to have. You'll have them for life. Oh, trust me, because they value your workmanship. And as I say, it's one of the best forms of advertising. That's my 2 cents worth on edges. Obviously, as we build up our business, one real asset. Now, I've had this backpack blower for 15, maybe longer, years. They don't make them like this anymore. It is a beast. It blows the skin off a rice pudding, no problem. Great for car parks, great for hours and hours of blowing. Easy on the arms, you don't have to lift anything, just put it on your back and blow away. We can have petrol. I have a little battery operated blower, but you do need a blower. A broom doesn't cut it, doesn't do it. Okay, and obviously you might get another little item I use is a top handle battery operated Husqvarna chainsaw. Haven't got the battery in at the moment, but it's a top handle. Now, top handle is good for pruning because you can just use the one hand because you've got the trigger finger and away you go. Whereas a traditional chainsaw, you've got to use two hands. I'll give you the tip on chainsaws, newcomers. Don't use them unless you've had some experience. If you haven't any experience, go and do a course in one. They're dangerous things. I was lucky because I was brought up on a farm and I came from a timber mill industry, so I've been using chainsaws all my life. But if you've never used one, get taught, because if you make a mistake, that's the end. You cut your arm off, no worries. I've seen a lot of guys with some serious accidents of chainsaws, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we've just covered the basics. Now other things that you've got to have with the business, obviously, if you can afford it at the start, get yourself a second mower, even if you take your old mower or your dad's old mower, but have a standby mower, because when you roll up to a job, and trust me, it does happen, a new mower, you can break a handlebar or something will crap itself and it doesn't work, and you're just left halfway in the job and you've got to go home again to get it fixed. So always have two mowers, because the law, you know, the law of Boyle or Hoyle or whoever they are, when something's going to go wrong, Murphy's law, that's the one, when something's going to go wrong, it will go wrong. So two mowers. If you can buy two brand new ones, if you can put that in your budget, that's great. It just looks the part. So yeah. Now the other important thing that we've got to have is public liability insurance. There's no way no one I'd operate it or even walk out on the street with my whippersnipper or edger or mower without public liability insurance. One stone through a window, domestic window, yeah, sure, $250. I can cover that, no worries. But if that stone hit a big window that might cost $5,000, or it might hit a Jaguar going past and smash the window, or it could damage or personally injury to somebody, you just never know what's going to happen. Many years ago, I busted I had a group of hotels I was looking after, and I stone come off the ride on, bounced across the road, went straight through the middle of the window, and it cost $22,500. Didn't cost me a cent. My insurance company organised it all done. Management rang me up later the following week and congratulated me on how professional we were. We had everything covered, no worries. Slept so well that night and had a bit of a giggle. Things happened, but I was insured. Imagine if you wasn't insured, what would you do? You know, you could bloody well lose your house. You know, if you had they could sue you. You know, so it's just not worth risking for the small coin. Like, all of our insurance, we get a trade insurance, it's all wrapped in one. We pay by the month. The insurance covers loss of equipment, fire and theft on the road, so if someone knocks me whippersnipper off, that's covered. All my tools, trailer, ride-on mowers covered, my vehicle, monthly fee, so we split it over the year. So insurance is like anything. If something's going to go wrong, it will go wrong. Just be prepared for it, and the only way to do that is to be insured. Okay. Well, that's another day's work done. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and I think I'll be going home to a nice warm fire. It's bloody cold, but at any rate, that's what we do it for, don't we? We love our job. Bye.